All right. Yes, it's live. So mic is on. No coffee today. No coffee, no beer. Water. It's good too. Sometimes it really does the job. What's up, everyone? So today's stream, they are all exciting. Like there's not a stream that I do that is like a chore or whatever, but this particular one is I'm very excited because I'm revealing and I'm gonna showcase in a lot of details this new bank that I did for Fractal Sounds. It's called Abyssal Echoes, and it's a dark cinematic bank. Like yeah, that's dark cinematic is the best way to describe it. Uh, I guess. This is what we are dealing with today, and there's a special price for the Day of the Dead. So yeah, basically the Day of the Dead is it's a 2 day holiday. It's November 1, November 1st, and November 2nd, November 2, le 1er novembre et 2 novembre. And yeah, so it's at 11 special price. And but yeah, uh just very excited to because I think it's pretty unique. And there's a lot of bank already for Vital. So I didn't just wanted to do something. Yeah, I wanted to do something out of the ordinary. And let's just dive right in. I'm gonna browse the monster presets. Okay, there's 7 monster presets, and I'll play them and we can discuss about them later. But it's all, if we just take a look quickly, there's a lot of atmospheres, because really that's what this bank is about. Atmosphere, abstract, dark stuff. Hey, Altar Records. I'm guessing that Frankie Von is in the house, probably, or is, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Frank is there. Salut, what's up? Uh, yeah, so it's really a bank specifically for, but what? It's hard to describe, like, what use is it for. Like it could be for film scoring, like definitely like for cinematic use for someone who's composing. But I would definitely use that in psytrance, psytech, techno, drum and bass, anything that requires a bit of darkness, really. Okay, so just gonna play a couple of sounds, and then we can discuss. Hey, Xavier, what's up? What is up? So yeah, let's just play a couple of sounds. Okay, so those were the monster presets. these are probably the most abstract ones. Well, they're the more special. I ho, hey Philip, what's up? Yes, they're probably the most like special ones, or peculiar or specific in some ways, but really it's like really meant to be like a, like there's a monster with a lot of reverb, could be amazing suit for dark ambient music. Yeah, it could definitely be. And you know what, it's like I wanted to categorize that, and like like it could definitely 100% be like for dark ambient music, but it's like not just for that. So that was super hard to categorize. So it's really like, yes, obviously, and yeah, for dark ambient, like I said a couple of minutes earlier, like techno, like just with a bit of, this is raw, but with a bit of filtering and yeah, reverb, of course. But you'll see there's also this is the monster preset, but we'll go with in the atmospheres. They're really like built in atmospheres, but you can always also slap in a good old Valhalla supermassive in there. It's always going to be doing a good job, or any big reverbs. But yeah, could easily have been labeled dark, for dark ambient music. Yeah, let's go on the, on the pads. Like, yeah, we'll keep the atmosphere for a bit later. Those were the monster. What there's the pads, and yeah, let's play a bit with the pads. Hey Dash, what's up? Hey Fabian, what's up everyone? Yeah, thanks Dash. Yeah, these are the pads, and these are not like, I'm not gonna do chords today because, not saying that you can't do chords, but these are pads, yes, but they have been like designed to be wall of sounds. They're very like rich, and you'll hear that also some of them have like, there's like a fashionably, they're like fashionably dissonant, so to speak. There's, it's not a bank that is, these sounds will not provide comfort necessarily for when you hear it. This, it's like, you know it's like, it's dark. How can I say it? Like, it's dark, and yeah, some of them have a bit of a dissonant, but like pleasing in some ways. So yeah, that my point was really just like, they're really already meant to be like one note rich type wall of sound pads, rather than like, I'd say chord pads. Because, and also you'll hear that there's most of them have there's a texture built in. So just if we discuss a bit about synthesis technique behind this pack, there's a lot of the sampler in Vital is we're making good use of the sampler for sure. There's also, you'll see that if you reverse engineer the preset, there's a lot of sampler then FM from sample being sent to that. And it's confident in saying that it's a pretty intelligent use of that technique. Let's continue browsing the pads. But yeah, we just wanted to mention that little that they're more like wall of sound type pads than so I'm not gonna do chords today, just like hitting one note always. And yeah, so I'm gonna browse. I'm gonna browse a lot of these, um, and the stream is going to have like a not necessarily a slow pace, but I'm really going to take time to showcase pretty much like all the presets, or definitely a lot of the bank. So if you have if you have questions also, like we can definitely discuss about these preset, and maybe we'll see, depend, maybe we'll go to a point where we compose something, but still it's very in the abstract realm, but we'll see. Yeah, let's continue browsing the pads. Some of them are really more tonal, and some of them they have a lot of texture in them. There's a wide variety of pad. They're not all tonal, they're not all texture. Another thing you'll notice is that, I'm not particularly playing low notes. In a sense, I'm on the five, C5 and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm on that octave, the fifth, which is like the middle. C5, when you're using the sampler, it's kind of considered the middle note, so to speak. um so the pack is built that, it's like the default presets, the preset by default, they sound really like low. They really take advantage of all the swampy and low sounds. um so you won't have to, like, for some example, if you have a regular pack like Exogenesis for Vital, that is another pack for Vital from Fractal Sounds, and you go into the pads. If I play the some note on the fifth octave, it's gonna sound probably more with high frequencies and stuff. So if you want something more grounded, you have to play lower notes. But in Abyssal Echoes, right of the start, it's really inclined towards low, and it's like a low frequency soup on purpose. But you can get good result on with playing higher notes. We'll actually do that. But yeah, for example, that's a pad from Exogenesis. So right off the bat sounds like this. So yeah, it's a different atmosphere. So in Abyssal Echoes, so I guess the point also is, if you want something a bit with less low frequency content, you'll have to play higher notes, definitely. Yeah, okay, so we did play a lot of pads. Let's get a couple more pads, and then we'll go to the atmospheres, which are, yeah, similar to pads, but more abstract than the pads. All right. Yeah, yeah. You get the point. You get the vibe. Um, there's sequence there, but before going to sequences, we'll we'll go to the atmospheres, and there's a bunch of them. Uh, I would even say that's the core of the pack. You like the creatively the first burst, the first creative burst for the pack. It was with the atmosphere for sure, for sure. So it started like this, and also you'll notice that most of the presets, uh, for example, you can see how this is Fractal Sounds a source. It's it's sourced from other packs from Fractal Sounds. Um, so well, this is of course this is like a basic shape from, so it's not like a Fractal Sound wavetable, but um, yeah, there's a lot also of Fractal Sound wavetable in the pack, and all the sound source are coming from Fractal Sounds. So it's really, and it's really unique in that sense. Okay, so let's play a couple of atmospheres now, and also that's raw sound, but you know it always sounds really good raw, but you can always slap in your favorite multi effects on that, and we'll probably do it later in the stream. So also another comment concerning the, you know, a bit how to get most out of this pack. Uh, there's for every, instead of you know, just always having a macro that is for the reverb and a macro that is for the delay. Could have sampled the chair like for that pack. I eventually I will sample this chair. It's so noisy. Um, so yeah, instead of having a macro for the reverb and a macro for the delay, um, I wanted to give more control. Oh, it's always like more control to the user for sure. And so there's these macros usually they alter the sound. They make a some kind of reaction. Sometimes they are meant to add another layer to the sound. Um, So if what's something you can do, let's say you don't like the delay, which can happen actually most of the time. Like I pre-program some delays, especially in psytrance presets, but in this case too. But I program some delays and some reverbs, but the reverb from Vital and the delay from Vital, they're good, but it's always fun to have your own third party, like your favorite reverb and your favorite delay to place on top of that. Je continue ça demain, mais merci pour tes banques, toujours excellentes. Thank you. Thank you. Merci, Frank. As always. Thanks for the support. Like, it's Frank Yvon, DJ Zen, Astro Waves from Altar Records. A lot of support. Thank you. You're definitely you're an early supporter for the sounds, and that means a lot. So thank you as always. So yeah, again, thanks so much. Like I was saying, yeah, you can always remove the delay here and remove your reverb and just put on. Well, let's just hear it now how it sounds dry. And gonna bring a Valhalla Supermassive. By the way, I have Fractal Sounds presets for Valhalla Supermassive. Again, these came like by the I wanted to just make some presets that I liked for Supermassive and ended up just making a small bank. I think they're quite useful, especially for stuff like this. So yeah, you can always slap in your own reverb on it. Let's test that. So yeah, just a little tip here, but and most of the time, like even the presets I do, if I end up in some of my tracks, if I end up working with other presets, I like a lot to have my own delay and reverbs. Just it's it's one way to, I don't know. Some people say like presets are cheating, or anything that is not done by yourself is cheating, which I really don't agree, because even with like loops, you can do some very creative things. Of course, if you take the demo track and you just try to release it on your own, that's kind of cheating. But you know using presets is far from cheating. And but definitely, if you put on your own third party effects in there, it's like one way to push the customization further, and it's really not that hard to do. But yeah, that was a bit of a side note, so don't hesitate to slap in your own effects. Um, and yeah, again, for the multi effects thing, we're gonna put on Infiltrator. We're gonna put on Sludge too, by another, which is another Fractal Sound pack, and you'll see that they fit well together. If having supermassive adds always some kind of magic to sounds. Yeah, it does. It really does. It's really like you put it there and then something happened. You can just tweak a couple of knobs, sorry. But and also I have like big fan of really these preset that I did. They just came from the need to, like, I like these, but for some reason the way they classified it was not like good enough for me. So here there's always reverbs and delays, because Valhalla Supermassive can be, depending on how you tweak it, it can be more on the delay side or more on the reverb side, or perfectly in between also. But yeah, so like you say, it always add some magic. It's quite easy to get something really good. Now, gonna continue. Let me know if you want to see something specific. If you have also questions in regards to the pack, but I'm gonna continue with some atmospheres. But one question you might have is how, what is the difference between the pads and the atmospheres? And that would be a really good question. But the pads they have less texture. They're really like sustain, in this case. Actually, they're really like sustained tones. Sometimes, like I said, some are more tonal, some are less. They have a bit of texture. But atmosphere, much more abstract than the pads in this pack. um Sometimes it's really like ambient noise, really. Like this one is called Clickety. It really has a lot of reverb by default. So what's really cool is it could be used like as is, or like atmospheres, but you could, easily also do something more like less, with less depth and more upfront, if we just get rid of the reverb. Yeah, okay. I'd say that this is the most psytrance preset of the pack. I think I have to say. But yeah, it's just an example of really, and again, like I said, instead of here just putting like a boring reverb macro, there are some really cool macros, but always, don't hesitate to just check with and without reverb. And I don't know if you saw, but just switching that, we really went from an atmosphere to, again, more of a texture up front. So yeah, uh, quick trick. Let's continue inside the atmospheres. You could use this patch for some glitchy percussion. Yeah, actually, yes. And you know what? Let's take a pause on the atmosphere. We are at the creep mud right now, and let's go back to clickety. And it's like I want people to understand this so bad, because it's just small tweaks to get so much more out of your sound. So like, yeah, like Fabien said, he says you could use this patch for some glitchy percussion, definitely. And what we'll do, we'll get rid of the reverb first, and we're gonna put in we're gonna go and get multipass. I'm gonna go here and take sludge for multipass, which is another Fractal Sound pack. These are effects pack effects presets for multipass and snap eep. So I'm gonna go, and so these glitch box filters here, that are, there's a lot of filtering, but there's also a lot of glitching. So I'm just very curious to try them. Never did, but I'm just curious to try them on that clickety preset. Yeah, they're really intense, but they give good result for sure. These are probably the most intense one. And now if we go and take, I just want to have, we're gonna get infiltrator again, for just, I'm pushing on what Fabian says. He says you could use this patch for some glitchy percussion, and kind of want to demonstrate that. um it's really not that hard. I'm gonna get, we just want some glitchy stuff that is going to retrigger. um I'm kind of new to infiltrator, I have to say. I guess that would be beat mashing. So let's play that inside infiltrator. Yeah, really cool stuff. Wait, and it's not, yes, it's infiltrator. There's a bit of glitching, but it's mostly like time alterations. It's really cool. And you know, is it genre specific? Like, I would use that in, I could see myself using that in techno and ambient and a lot of stuff. Now let's go back past creep mud. That's where we were. again, that's Don't Follow. That's an atmosphere. Thanks, Fabien. Fabien says sounds cool. Um, so a bit like I was what we were discussing earlier, and you can see here on Vital, you can see the notes I hit. So it's pretty like middle of the keyboard. So like I said, it's on purpose. It's there. It's like by default. But if I play higher notes, you can always get nice result too if you play higher notes. So these are the atmospheres, and you can see there's a bunch of them. There's a total of 45 atmospheres. Like I said, atmospheres are the most textured one. There's 25 pads, which can be, they're more tonal than the atmospheres. Now, there's also there's 5 effects presets. Let's go check out the effects. Because we needed effects too in there. Although, like I said, like the DNA of the bank was really, it really stemmed from like the idea of dark atmospheric stuff. So this one is Be Careful. We can hear that, yeah, it's like a standard hit. This one is tonal, so there's a basic sine wave, so there's some tonal aspect to that. There's Balealish Impact. So yeah, this one, and they are, from what I recall, they're all like one hit, more like impact. They're called effects, but truly I think they could be pretty much impacts type of stuff. So it's really something like you can like punctuate and use as an impact or a smash. There's random impacts. This one is called random impacts because it's not going to always be the same. This is due to, okay, so let's explain a bit one of the synthesis techniques from the pack. So you have this source, right? And there's this basic sine wave that receives frequency modulation from the sample, and there's this thing here called sample random phase. Basically what this does is that every time we hit a new note, the phase, the starting point of the sample in the sampler changes. You can see that there's like an animation. If we just do that, just pay attention here, we can see that it does not start at the same place always. So yeah, I don't know if you saw, but it doesn't start always at the same moment. So this one is random. So what is cool is that you can make sure that you just make sure that you sample it or you freeze it, because if you want to have like, if you want to capture one specific hit, you better have it recorded, because it's random. It's never the same. So this is it. Next up, skeleton hippo. Had to be really creative with these names, I have to say. Uh, but I think they're, yeah, the result is good, but not all, just creating the presets sound wise was a challenge. Finding good names too. So skeleton hippo. This is also perfect to lay down some grooves. Yeah, it's also how it's been taught, and also like as a rhythmic element. Like it could be used like just a in an abstract, let's say film scoring stuff, like an impact, but definitely as a rhythmic element. And this actually this one skeleton hippo, there's a delay involved, and there's a very predominant delay roll inside this one. And actually we're gonna load the tempo to something more, I don't know, something a bit lower. um okay, so we're just checking the left monitor. That's such a ace name for a preset. Thanks, Fludge. Yeah, glad you liked. There's been a lot of I don't know how to say it in English, but in French it's like se creuser les méninges, but like brain brew. Then I think that's not something we say in English, but like a brain. I'm launching it. I'm launching this new thing. Let's call it brain brew. Um, Philip says really versatile sound set. Thanks. I'm really glad that you're catching on that, and that you think that, because that was the goal. That was the goal. Personally, like I'm gonna use it. you, I use my stuff. It's not like the yeah, I use also my own stuff, because in the end, all this started by just making sounds that I like, that I enjoy. And also, again, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm always rambling the same thing, but there's a really like behind Fractal Sounds stuff, there's really like creative endeavor. It's really not just like, let's make some presets for whatever people are clicking the most. There's really like, there's an idea of being creative, being giving and ending up with versatile sound sets, something also that you can have, and at least use it like it is, and have something unique, and even take it even beyond. Water, stay hydrated. But yeah, that's the idea behind it. So element was the word I was looking for. Rhythmic element. Okay, yeah. Yes, speaking of like rhythmic element, like for example, maybe we're gonna start, not necessarily, I don't want to even say we're gonna compose something, but we can arrange a couple of stuff together. For example, especially because there's the atmospheres. They're not easily stackable, but these type of stuff, they are. So and like I said, this one has this delay roll built in. Again, if you want to put your own delay, you can. But what's cool is that you can kind of loop it into again, a rhythmic element. So I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, depending on which groove you're going for, the delay roll might or might not work. So in this case, I think I would actually prefer, like, really don't hesitate to use your own delays also after that. But um and yeah, just gonna, let's try to get something like a quick loop out of this. And I'm gonna just, since this pack is, there's no like, yeah, there's these elements, but there's no snares and there's no percussion per se. So I'm just gonna get something to help us actually get some kind of groove. But I'm gonna stay in the Fractal Sounds stuff. So there's okay, so let's take uh sludge swamp loop. Let's take percussive sludgy loops. Yeah. Okay, so for FYI, just so everybody know what I'm using at the moment. So this is sample pack from Fractal Sounds. This is sludge samples, synths, grids and synths. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my own names, but yeah, it's from the micro pack series, which is at the moment it's fairly, there's a lot of presets, but the sample packs are kind of left out a bit, at the moment, because I'm really focusing on the presets, because I cannot double myself. I'm only one human. But so yeah, this is 200 presets. Sorry, 200 samples. 200 samples. These are percussive sludgy loops, and they're just loops that have been ran through the multipass here, these kind of presets, and the result is just a bunch of bits and grids that you can sequence yourself. I don't want to get lost in there, but I just want to make sure everybody knows what we're working with, and that gives us that basically gives us that rhythmic element, and we're gonna work with that. Back to the beat. Back to it now. Oh, forgot to mute myself. So sorry, there's been a bit of a sound return. So although I really like that outer space, I'm gonna use multipass to set up a delay, and I'm going to use the new dual delay by Kilohertz. Everywhere I go, it always takes me back to the Kilohertz stuff. So yeah, we have this impact, and we're gonna have some kind of roll, rhythmic loop. Oh man. Oh man, I'm not even sure I want to put delay on that now. It's kind of, it's more stabby now. It's like, okay, don't know. I'm gonna play with the delay a bit, but we'll see. That works. That works really. Not gonna EQ it for now. That works. Also, Philip, I see you're enjoying the downloads. Uh, I got a bunch of notifications. You're downloading stuff, so enjoy. Uh, so well, I'm glad. It makes me happy, really. So enjoy the sounds, really. And also I see you got the sound set, so have fun, and let me know, any kind of feedback you have. I want to know. Feel free to fire it over. Okay, so yeah, I think Well, I think we're all set with the what we wanted to do, and I'm kind of happy how this sounds. Don't know what style it is, but could be used in a lot of stuff. Depends how we branch up. And Buck, your new pack here. Yeah, I saw that. So really, thanks for the support as always. Like and like I said, enjoy the sounds and have fun. Hopefully, it brings you to some nice creative places and it helps you in your music and it brings you fun because it's important. Okay, now what I'm gonna do. Thanks a lot for your amazing work and free pack too. Thanks. So also, I really appreciate anybody in the chat that wants to. I'm looking for. It's not ideas. It's not a problem. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm just curious to see, like, right now, what people would like to have in terms of free packs. Like, is there kind of sounds people would want to have? Um, so yeah, feel free to guys. I was thinking about synths and like I said, ideas is not a problem. Actually, it's like choosing one path. But yeah, feel free. I'm asking you, people in the chat. So I'm gonna have to, since I kind of settled this vital. I feel like I'm compelled to process it more just because I like processing things. But it sounds good like right away. But if it wasn't a track, for I would bring it somewhere else. So what I'm gonna do, this going to be like the impact layer, and this is going to be layer 2, which is, I don't know what's going to be, but in terms of showcasing stuff, we did show the paths. I would say we are now pretty much. Oh, I'm still gonna show one effect, and then we go to the bases. There's bases in the pack because, and you'll see what the bases are about. But now I wanna. That was a skeleton hippo, and that's Marsh. Yeah, there's some better names than other, but that's Marsh. Yeah, let's check this one out. Yeah, that's me. So this one I had like a weird clicky thing, but I kind of hit the 2 note because I have a micro freak in there. So I don't know if you, yeah. So there's the micro freak here, and sometimes I hit 2 notes. I'm not a big keyboard player, so, but yeah, that's pretty much smart. So again, this one has there's a daily bounce inside, but you can always get rid of it. Uh, we're gonna investigate the macros here. I want to demonstrate a bit the macros here. Um, and I thought of something I wanted to say, but just forgot. Anyway, let's check out the macros and what they do in this case. Yeah, okay. I know that's what I wanted to say. So sometimes if you hear some clicks, there's this thing in Vital. So if you're kind of okay, you see. So if you hit the note quickly, and especially for stuff like sounds of that type, if you remove your hand from the keyboard like too soon, it kind of cuts through the sound and gives these little clicks. But if you go like right now, didn't hear any click. I just left my finger long enough. So the point is, like, if you prematurely remove, if the note is too short, it can result into some kind of these clicks. So if you ever experience that, just make some larger notes, or if you want something shorter, you can always get a really close decay. Okay, so yeah, let's talk macros now. So this one, for example, this one tonal, it brings more unison voices, and by doing so, it gives more tonality to the preset. Um, so now dirt is probably, yeah, okay. So dirt, like I said earlier in the stream, one of the techniques used in this pack is, I don't know how I'll literally call it, about like it's like FM from sample, really. So there's this source, which is an interesting source. I'm also working on a pack. Eventually, it's going to be a wave files pack, and these are going to be like just some really good sound source for these type of sounds and for granular synthesis and good sound sources. It's not it's not done yet, but eventually, it will see the light of the day. But so this, like you see, this one has a bit of FM from sample. So you see the relationship between this sound and this sine wave. The idea why is it the sine waves, like this type of the source is intense. So if you put FM from an intense source to something that is intense, you're gonna get like too much of a dirty result. So that's why we just take a basic shape like a sine wave and then assign FM to it, because otherwise it would just like go really crazy. So Mark, I don't know if Mark also is going on a download spree. So but it's also get it's because my cell phone is also my camera, so I can I see the notification. So Mark, enjoy, man, enjoy the downloads. um so yeah, hopefully everyone followed here. I think it's very interesting to like understand how the pack has been done, and you can eventually sort of reverse engineer it and make your own. But all this to say that if we put more dirt here, dirt is basically going to get more intense FM from sample. So this is how it's going to sound. Just gonna get a little bit less of that bounce here. I'd say you should consider, like again, I think I've said it enough about the reverbs and delay. No more, no need to say more. But like reverb here, sometimes when you see it in this pack, it's really gives you the opportunity to drown the preset in reverb. And flanger. Most of the time it will give some sort of robotic stuff to it. So definitely like some, it's been said in the chat, very versatile sound set. Yes, because um especially probably there's some psytrance artists here, because I do like bring a lot of the psytrance crowd, but it's honestly, I think they're really good sounds to like spice up your tracks and come up with something different than what everybody's doing. And these are sometimes just these little ear candy or different stuff that makes people remember a track. Or uh, yeah, that's my opinion. Now let's go get some basses before the sequence, because and you'll see that basses will kind of they will fit with what we've already established in the project. So these were the bass. They are all there's a sequence in all these bass, but yeah, there's no but. There's there's a sequence in all these bass, but yeah, there's a but. Yeah, actually, if you wanna use them as non-sequence, I'll show you what you can do after, but I'll use it just right as is, because I consider they're really meant to fit the vibe of, they're not meant to be psytrance based. They're meant to be a bit of cinematic bases. You know, hard to place a genre on that, but now let's just sequence them on what we have. Hey Philip, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your interest in the sound. All the best. See you soon. Okay, it's cool. This just gonna get rid of a bit of reverb on that bass. Again, it's something less common to put reverb on bass like that, but it's more like cinematic bass. But it's not recommended unless you really know what you're doing. If you know what you're going for. So but yeah, for this kind of bass works. Although I'm gonna EQ it a bit for the needs that we have here. Also like to do that kind of high pass thing. And yeah, we'll see. Okay, so although this one is really cool, but in term, it's really cool on its own. But since now I'm just trying to arrange things a bit, because if we go down a specific direction, if we compose stuff, kind of needs to make sense. And I believe this one does not need to have all these frequency hit. This rhythm calls for shamanic voices. Yeah, actually it does, man. Yeah, so I think we'll go through the whole pack, but we might we might go into that direction possibly. Yeah. At I think that's a good like combo example. It's true. Yeah, good flash, bon flash. Yeah, it truly does. There's something, yeah, shamanic about it. There's just like, I don't know. It's good. It's trancy. Um, it's fun to make. So yeah, that's the base at Thunder Figure. Um, do I what else to say about the base? But yeah, again, these are made sourced from Fractal Sounds wavetables. These are wavetables from the Prophecy wavetables. Just I feel like it's just interesting to explain, a bit of what this is and what this comes from. So these wavetables, they are there's 120 wavetables, and they are DNAs. No, it's not DNA is like a big claim, but there are sound prints from different analog synthesizer analog signals, and they've been made to into wavetables. It's not like not does not necessarily mean like you automatically get the sound of let's say a CS80 or whatever, but these are sourced from that. So instead of there's a bunch of saw wavetables, but instead of having the your traditional saw wave, you have like I guess more than 50 different saw wavetables, and they sound like saw wavetables but different. And just by sourcing these type of vegetables, you end up with something a bit more that has a bit more the analog aesthetic, or at least doesn't have that much of a digital aesthetic. So for example, there's a couple of saw waves, but yeah, I'm talking about these because these are, if we look at the base presets that you were listening to, they have been sourced from these type of wavetables. So yeah, this I think this is a good example that kind of summarize the situation a bit. So these were all like saw type wavetables, but didn't sound like just the basic saw from Vital. Hopefully that helps placing things a bit. Um, cool. Okay, so now let's say you because the way I designed the bass is also you can use the sequence or you can use them as hits too. So if I go here, I'm just gonna get the bass because that's a new instance of Vital. I'm gonna get a bass here. So what you can do is just if you hit one note instead of if you sequence it actually, so bass sequence. Like I said, if we hit just one note, this is how it's gonna sound. Like sustain stuff, you're gonna get the bassline loop thing. But like yeah, you saw you have the two different situations here. So if you have the sustain note, you get that rhythm that is built in the Vital preset, or if you sequence it yourself, you kind of get your own rhythm. Really just like just did a simple rhythm up there. You know what? Gonna save that because it's good. So that's Abyssal Echoes stream. Control S. Okay. So yeah, hopefully there's a good demonstration for two situations that you can do with the bass. And now the only thing that is left to show, the only section of the pack that is left to show, and I'm glad I was able to do like quite an extensive overview. So you know anyone that is interested in this pack will really have like a lot of good examples, like real-time example. I'm pretty much showing almost all the presets from the pack. So, sequence. Let's do this. So bass, big bad anomaly. Okay, let's get some sequence in there. Yeah, I'd say this one it's got to be like the funkiest preset in this pack. It's like the funkiest. I really like this one's called Pumping Heart. And if the other one was the funkiest, this one is the fairiest preset of the pack, I would say. So these were all the sequences. So yeah, these sounds, they do they require EQing? I'd say depending on which note you hit, because these sounds are very dirty. These are dirty sounds, in the sense that this pack is really meant to get the most out of, like, the most slimiest, the most like dark. There's a lot of darkness, and the thing is, in this pack, in Vital, sorry, in Vital, you only have a 3-point EQ, and it's not even. It's like there's one notch. There's one EQ notch. So sometimes, I recommend that you EQ your sounds. The thing is that, let's say you buy some waves, the wave files, you would expect them to be like perfectly EQ'd, right? The thing is, for presets like this, like I said, there's only one notch inside, and the other ones are shelves. So EQing is a bit hard, to get something that is clean always. And You know, especially for presets like this, if you hit a note here and you hit the note 2 octaves lower, in this case it's not so, it's pretty okay, but for any preset you cannot guarantee that it's not going to react the same way. So my point is just like, make sure if you use these presets, these are really dirty sounds, so make sure you know EQ them properly. You can have the best results with these sounds for sure. Now this, we had some sequence. I'm gonna pick one sequence and just put it in there, in that little arrangement that we have. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Yeah, it sounds really cool. We just because we already have a bass line and it's pretty deep bass line, we need to clean that up and move, you know, make some space for the rest. I like the way that like the sequence rhythm and the loop that we have is, you know, just blending together. That's really cool. Um, one last thing, I want to do is sorry, just got a bit sidetracked by my left monitor. So one last thing, no, not one last thing, there's more thing I want to do. First I wanna, but one last thing in terms of vital, because I'm gonna add one last layer to that arrangement that we have. One last layer, that's the last thing in terms of vital. After that, you know, some users said that we should that I read this rhythm calls for shamanic voices, and that's true. It's really true. We're gonna get some shamanic voices in there. So let's get before that one other vital. Wait, what is happening? That might be due to vital early release. Okay, well, I guess no other vital then. That's something you know, vital related though. Okay, everything's fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna add I'm gonna pick an atmosphere and I'm gonna make it blend to the track. Okay, so this actually gave me a really good idea, but we're gonna take the track elsewhere. Atmo. So the track, the arrangement that we have, let's call it like this. It's gonna start like this, and this is going to be filtered. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna get now. This is a pack I'm working on. These are kick. These are Cytec kicks. But they are even though we're not producing Cytec right now, I think is still going to be useful. Not sure what the jar is, but it's good. Was too many plugins. Yeah. I get that a lot. There's especially for my students, it's kind of a running gag. Was way too many play. Yeah, it's yeah, you're right. Well, I do use a lot of them, but there's also some super stuff like stuff that could really get rid of. But life. That's like this is okay. Let's get like Crystal, for example. That's like I downloaded so much weird stuff, but I use a lot of these. I do use a lot of these. Okay. Where was I before that plugin thing? So yeah, there was the kick, but what I want to do is set up some kind of side chaining for the kick, and side chaining I wanted to trigger that. So I want to we'll get the kick carving through the thing that we have. Don't worry, saying yeah, we're all in the same boat. Okay, so that's good. I'm looking actually for fruity limiter, no, fruity limiter. And I think this will actually become possibly the demo track for the pack. Oh, Xavier says really cool. Thanks, Xavier. Glad you like. Not so sure where I'm going with the kicks, but I'm going somewhere. So I think I'm gonna just use. I want to put a bit of gating over, you know, over the put a bit of gating over the atmosphere that we have right now, just to put a bit more action, a bit more movement. Just yeah, it's gonna be a bit sharper, a bit more rhythm. So this is it's loading. Let's get something. Nice, yeah. You just read my mind. Yeah, gatekeeper. Just it was nice, but these type of sounds really cool. As you know, let's say you're on the let's just you're someone who's doing film scoring, and you just want some atmosphere that's great, like as is. But also, what's really cool is that, let's say we're talking about like integration into styles like drum and bass, like psytrance, psytech, techno, um even I guess some kind of bass music. That's when gating comes handy. Gating will come handy in this situation, because you will be able to create some rhythm out of this texture. So you end up with textured rhythm. Fabien says, "Did you already try their new supermodel plugin?" I did not try it yet. I did watch the video by that Dash did on the subject. It's a really cool, really nice video. It really shows like a lot of the possibilities. It's good in terms of getting I've talked on like multiple times on streams, but it's like I do get all my plugins, like I buy all my plugins. So it's more of a like, do I have like that amount available in my buying plugins budget right now? Not necessarily, but do I want it? Yes. It looks really good. It looks really like a powerful tool, as always. Like every time every time they do like all the polyverse stuff is really good. So yeah, did you do you have it? Yeah, it really looks like it passes the test for me. For like, I haven't tested it, but just by looking at the features, it I want it in my toolbox. Yeah, not sure about the kick. Not necessarily sure about the arrangement, but it was for the purpose of having something. But now we're slowly heading towards more of the last part of the stream, I would say, in a sense that. But I think if you're catching the stream now, you can, when the stream will be done, we did really go through all the bank, like literally all the presets. Well, not all, but like I think there's like maybe 15 we didn't check in the atmospheres, but the west we did overview all the pack. So I think we're gonna stop with the vitals now, and like I guess it's I think it's Fabien who said, or Philip, Fabien or Philip, what, Fabien, I think it's you. You said that this called for shamanic voices, and I think it does. And we're gonna lay down some shamanic voices presets. Well, at least one on there. Don't know if you saw. Also, we have shamanic voices, but there's vapor voices, which is really cool too. Uh, vapor voices is here. It's like I would say like a feminine transier counterpart of shamanic voices. But I think, well, there's a lot of cool stuff. I think, yeah, shamanic voices will be like perfect for that. Let's go back. Shamanic voices. In the types, if we go, just shamanic voice will be perfect. I like this. There's in shamanic voices. There's like so many voices, but this one has a bit of a drifty vibe that it fits really well with what we have here. Yeah, it does really call for shamanic voices. Fabien says those are also 2 packs I still need to buy as soon as my purse and wife say do it. Yeah, I get you, truly. Well, realistically, like the deal, like there's the Day of the Dead deal right now for Abyssal Echoes. It's is it? Let me check. I think. Well, it's. I don't think it's gonna go as low as this very soon. Um. Because I think, yeah. Sorry, I don't have the numbers here, but I would say for these two, definitely for Shamanic Voices and sorry, for Vapor Voices. I would say there's a Black Friday. The Black Friday is coming up soon, so you know, if you can read between, if you read in between the lines, yeah, there's gonna be some momentum maybe there for you to. Well, this one is still on intro price, but yeah, it will be lower. Um, in Black Friday. I shouldn't be necessarily saying that, but if there's a move to be done, my friend, it should be done on Black Friday, because after that, truly, it's never gonna go really as low as except like for like I say, Abyssal Echoes. Right now, it's as low as it's gonna get. It's and the offer, it's gonna be available up until tomorrow midnight. So Day of the Dead, November midnight. That's pretty much it. That was a really cool stream. I'm really proud of this bank. Really happy how it turned out. So that was Abyssal Echoes. We made some nice sounds. We made probably. I'm gonna finish that and make this into some kind of demo track. It's always peculiar, making. It's always peculiar making demo tracks for stuff that is so uh how can I say, it's so abstract, so it's hard to it's hard to like make a, let's say if with exogenesis for Vital, it's very psytrance, so you basically demo track just have to make a psytrance track. But this is like, what do I do, I'm also going to this is the first like contact, this is the first public contact for the bank, or first public reveal. But in the next days I'm gonna make also available some just sounds run through. But basically Bludge, cheers Marvin, great sounds. Thank you Bludge. And hopefully I did throw in and there a couple of techniques and hints, so hopefully that was helpful too. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. That was really nice. And a big thanks for this live stream. Really love the sounds. Thanks Fabian. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for the support and the interest. Really, I saw you just subscribed. So stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff, and also I have some vital content. Not like a bunch. I do have some vital content. There's more coming up in terms of videos, how-tos, and stuff. Lots of kilohertz stuff, and I do stream often. So I'm gonna catch you around. I'm gonna see you soon. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Happy producing. Have fun. Cheers.